Click to go live. I just threw my phone on the ground. Click to go live, it says live.
We're still live.
It isn't, is it?
No, we're live.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Look at that.
Right.
Okay, welcome everyone.
So
Sorry,
back.
we've
we're so back.
missed a tick of the first race, but it's been phenomenal. We'll
This
go
has been
have a
an
look at
amazing
the leader here. Nick Leone has stretched away. We've got Trent Wacko following him in P2. We can see the pace up there. 2-minute .7 versus a 2-minute .7 versus a 2-minute .2.2. So Nick is a little bit slower than the car ahead, but that's all right. I mean, look, he's got that big gap. What's he got? 2.1 seconds? He's a good chunk clear. Let's go back into the field here, see if there's any close racing going on. There's a big gap out front here. That
for sure.
is a Brian.
That?
Oh no!
Oh no!
So unless, depending on how much racing anyone here has watched, an Acura NSX doesn't look like that generally, and it looks like it doesn't drive straight particularly well in relation to the way that it probably should be. Happens. We'll take a look back to the field. We got a little race here for P7. Jeffrey Ernstein and our one and only BQ chasing him up behind in that C7 Corvette. You know, I've actually, I've never driven the Corvette in this game. I don't own it.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's not one I spent money on. And obviously the Porsche is like the one everyone picks. It's a classic. The front of that Porsche also doesn't look how it's supposed to, depending on how much, you know, racing you've watched. But the Corvette does sound very good. We can hop on a little, that's not the Corvette. Look at that pace truck. We can hop on a little chase cam on the Corvette. I mean, she sounds pretty good. Like, you gotta be honest.
Josh, I have a quick question for you. I know that you've been driving a lot of the cars around this track.
I have been doing
this
that.
week. What is the best car? I mean, we've seen a wide breadth of cars on track.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. No idea. Haven't a clue. Like, I don't think any of us have gotten to the point where we know which car is best. I think Trent and I ended up on the Lambo just because we didn't want to drive the Porsche, because everyone drives the Porsche. Well, yeah, so that was kind of the end result, but everything feels a little bit weird around here. I like the Mercedes most sensation-wise, but after 3 laps, it's just like garbage, as with all the other front-engine cars. I think the NSX seemed to be really, really good, and the NSX has been really strong recently in iRacing BOP for those that balance of performance. But yeah, not sure. Not really sure.
Interesting. And I guess also, like, I mean, another interesting observation. We heard earlier during practice, Nick was saying how well he felt in the car right now. He said he's feeling super good, feeling super comfortable. The track conditions are amazing. I guess first things first, let's talk about these track conditions. And second thing second, let's talk about this gap that Nick has put on Trent. This is like,
yeah,
we know that Trent's a very talented driver. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, we had that big moment at the start. I think it backed Trent up a little bit. I'm not sure if he has damage. I don't think he does though. I do think that Nick's just doing a good job. I want a little bit of crowd input here. We got 9 people in the chat. Do we think Trent in the final 4 minutes is getting to the back of Nick? What do we think? Last lap, Trent 1:59.9, Nick 2-minute .6. Do we think he's going to get there? I'm not too sure, honestly. And then he also has to get there and overtake him. And Nick can defend quite well. Oh, look at that. Did you just give him the beans? Love it.
The beans. What a thing. What a saying.
Fantastic
I was
stuff.
not really expecting that one, to be honest. I mean, like, talking about in weeks prior, the best liveries on track. And typically, I wouldn't pinpoint who has the best liveries per se, because I feel like there's lots of really, 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 really great liveries out there. But even Paul Barthelm's, I'd put them up towards the top, usually with the coolest liveries. But the Beans cars, give them the beans.
Give them the beans. Like, just give them the beans. It's really that simple. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've been a big fan of the Lambo so far. I do like that we see a BMW representing. Do appreciate that. I mean, honestly, big diversity of field here. Usually in the GT4 stuff, there's like one clear winner car-wise, but...
Ooh, that is a clean NSX. I like that.
Car. You know, look, our one and only Stephen McAleer, he did drive in that car last year. This year it is a Ferrari, but at the moment, still in NSX form. The NSX is quite a cool car, I must say. I'm not a big fan of yellow headlights, but they look quite neat, other than the fact that they've been retired. Sad boy hours.
Understandable. Very sad. And I guess, you know, it's usually pretty nice looking when the car's fully put together. You're talking about the yellow headlights. I'm like, well, it's nice to have headlights in the first place. Same can't be said about Brian Hedian right here. I mean, the curse continues for Brian. It feels like in almost every single race, something goes wrong for Brian Hedian. It's almost guaranteed.
A little, yeah. I'll give you that. And it's unfortunate, and I feel bad for sure. But I think most of all, like, if he continues to put together results, maybe championship-wise, he'll still be in the mix for the Instructors Championship. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, though, just given the fact that I feel like when I'm commenting, I constantly am saying, and Brian's in the wall, or Brian's off track, or Brian's backwards. But we love Brian. We love Brian with our whole heart. Oh, and wow, going towards the front, it looks like we got ourselves a fight.
Yeah, we've got this GT Open Lamborghini up front, followed by that Beans World Racing League Lamborghini behind. And I think, I'm going to be honest with you here, I think Nick is going to be given the beans, if I were to guess. Just based on what that rear wing on that Lamborghini says, there's some confidence.
Wow, that was some track limits there.
Oh, there's no track limits there. You're allowed to do whatever you want there, obviously.
Really?
Yeah, you can just go right up to the wall. I've hit the wall.
Wait, is that a joke?
Times. No, not at all. There's no track limits there. It's not an off track.
Well, the more you know. I'm pretty sure that's not the same rules as Formula 1, but more power to him. But you could see that Beans car is all over the back of Nick Leone. Hopefully he's keeping his head on straight, but with the Beans behind you, you never really know.
It's hard to keep your head on straight with the Beans behind you. I mean, it really is. Like, it's the Beans. Trying in the toe here. He's going to have a look. He's not going to have a look. Just about not close enough. I will say the toe is not as strong as I expected. Ooh, big slide there for Nick. He's going to have to defend here.
It was checkered, right? This is for the flag.
This is for the... Oh! Pete in the background is...
What is Pete doing in the background?
Over there. I think Nick's going to have this one. To the line.
Nick defending off to the line.
Oh,
goodness!
Huge smash.
Where's the line? Did he pass the line?
He crossed the line. He crossed the line.
Oh my god! And Brian Hedian able to keep Schneider behind him.
That rough-looking NSX back to P6 despite that impact.
That is impressive stuff. That car looked like it wasn't actually going straight.
Yeah, I don't think.
Goodness.
That's yeah. I mean, let's obviously get a slow-mo on that. Let's do that really quick because that's fairly important.
Brian staying out of the way there. I was gonna say I'm not. I couldn't tell which NSX it was because the NSX exploded. It could have been either. Wow.
Look at that. Look at that.
Derek, what are your thoughts on that right there?
It is epic. I mean, it is luxurious impact right there. I mean, it's a full yard sale.
It's a full yard sale. It's a full yard sale. I don't know that you'd have legs after an impact of that rate, but I mean, nonetheless. So we'll just tick through the results here. We had Nick Leone coming home for the big win. Trent Walko in P2. Sean in P3, followed by Eric Paterno, Paul Barthelmes, and then Brian Hedian in that rough-looking NSX that did make the line, nonetheless. I think real quick, I might just pull up the start of the race here, and we'll have a little watch of that start.
That would be absolutely
the start of practice.
Stuff.
Here it is the start of
stuff for the start.
The race. So, bit of a breakup here. If we tick up to our leader, and we go to that nice TV static. So we had a bit of a breakup at the start. Trent got a real bad run, which happens to the best of us. Trent did get quite a bad run on his launch, and it allowed Nick to just get right down to the bottom there, which is quite good for him. TV2, TV3. We're 3 wide on the way into 1. Oh. Yeah.
Silverstone's not one of those tracks you want to be 3 wide going
into turn 1. It really isn't, not turn 1. And that touch there, I think that's netcode for poor Pete Bank just taking a hit. We'll go on a little bit of rear chase cam here. We'll do a bit of detective work. Oh no, that's contact. That is a dead Pete. Rough.
Super unlucky
Rough.
for Pete there.
Look at that livery, though. I mean, can we talk about that really quick? Can we
Dude,
just
Smoking Joe Camel, the
Look at
Smoking Joe
that.
Camel car, historic.
So we'll take a quick trick back to Brian. Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
mean, that
yeah.
Corvette really hooked it down on him. Brian kind of had his hands turned. Honestly, not much of a touch there to take off the front wing. Like, and what a detachment that was. Oh, and that's how it caused the damage on that Porsche behind. And there goes our friends Pete and that Corvette spinning off. Super unfortunate. And if we click back here, we had, I think, this McLaren going around.
Oh, the OnlyFans McLaren. Of course it's an OnlyFans.
That was suboptimal there. Just gets turned. I mean, there's not much to say about that other than the corner is, in fact, very far over to the left of us. And we are... The apex is about 40,000 feet away from this impact here. Yeah, that's not ideal. I mean, but if we do take a quick look back, we pop back on board with BQ. I mean, the pit maneuver was solid. Like, when it comes to pit maneuvers, that's pretty clean. Like, that's up there with pit maneuvers. That was pretty solid.
Oh man, yeah, that's secret service. That's diplomatic security service.
Yeah, like
level.
not a scratch on the thing. Look at that. It's perfect.
It's pristine.
I don't know if anyone watched the Daytona 24, but man, the pit maneuver that Corvette pulled on the BMW on the final lap, almost as clean as that one.
It was epic.
It was textbook.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Lemmy Milner was coming. He was coming for somebody's head.
Absolutely. So we'll watch here. You know, we had our boy Trent here. He fell back. Maybe he got a slowdown? I'm not sure what happened here, right? So we got Nick on our outside, coming around. He doesn't pinch him or anything. Trent gets to the brake. He just seems to overslow and let some people go. Maybe a hardware issue? I'm not sure here.
Yeah, that looks like a hardware issue. That doesn't look like... It looks like Trent's not even trying.
Now, is this still lap 1?
This is lap 1, yeah. This is all the action from lap 1. So if
who do we have in front of Trent right here?
That's Sean right there. That's Sean McCullough. Oh yeah, you guys probably wouldn't have seen that. That is Sean McCullough.
Interesting.
Who got
really good drive from Sean McCullough.
Let's see that overtake. We can get that going. Ignore the sort of rudimentary way of watching at the moment. Oh.
Oh, wow. Interesting. On the outside
I think he would have just gotten a little slide going in the middle here. Yep, just a little bit of a slide going. Imagine he got into the TC and then he just wasn't able to get off the corner. And it's hard to defend there. You're not going to be able to block it into the start of Maggots Beckett's. Now let's just
absolutely
switch to TV mix. What a beautiful section of corners, huh?
Absolutely. Fantastic
the Maggots
stuff.
Beckett's complex is so
absolutely
good.
Stunning. It really is.
Home of the first Formula One World Championship race, Silverstone.
Is it really?
Really?
It is. This is the very first ever Formula One race. World Championship race was here.
And just like, well, this was a World War airstrip as well, right?
It was. It was originally a World War II airstrip, and then it held the very first Formula One World Championship in 1950.
So it's just like Sebring, other than, well, everything.
Yeah.
But it was an airport in World War II.
It is just like Sebring in one way only.
Yes, in one singular way, it is just like Sebring. And that planes at one point took off here. And potentially landed. I like Pete, like, going a lap down and then... Actually, at this point, Pete's still on the lead lap, right? No, he's not. That's a lie.
Yeah, I think Pete may have sustained some damage and then
he did. He took some damage.
I couldn't figure out why he was so far down, because I thought he would maybe just claw his way back through the field. Yeah, it looks like he decided to park it in pit lane and take a drink of water before he went back out.
All right, so really quick, just so we can have a quick talk about this, Nick Leone is going to be starting on the pole for this event.
Oh.
Wow.
We're going to have a all Lamborghini front row lockout. There is a huge accident. We are going to have an all Lamborghini front row lockout, which honestly, of the cars in iRacing, it is the oldest, so that's curious. It's not something that happens often, right? That's the original Evo package. They're currently on Evo 2, and probably are going to have an Evo 3 or just a new car altogether because they came out with the new Huracan replacement. So I'd expect a new car for them quite soon. But almost all of the cars in the game are quite current, and that Lamborghini is not that. So we'll hop on board with a Nick Leone whenever he gets in his vehicle, or someone. There you go. The pace car.
Yeah.
Can we get on chase with the pace car? Look at that! Wow.
The official pace truck. You gotta love it.
Wait, is there a cockpit view for the pace car? No way. No. If I could turn this around, it'd be pretty good. Oh!
Oh,
And just like
that's pretty
that. And just like that.
Also, not Lamborghinis on the front row.
Well, they haven't spawned in yet. There they are.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
They
There
haven't
we
appeared
go.
just yet. They'll be there eventually. Don't
Thanks,
worry.
guys.
All right, so we've got Nick Leone, Trent Walko. We've got, oh boy, Nick Leone, Trent Walko, Eric Paterno, Sean McCullough, Brian Hedian, Paul Barthelmes, Ian, Alex Schneider, BQ, Jeffrey Ernstine. Let's go back to that pace car. Watch the field as they roll up here. Listen to that beautiful Chevy Silverado.
I most certainly bet that they have one of those at Silverstone, without a shot of
Chevy
doubt.
Silverado? Yeah, no, that's, yeah, 100%. That is for sure.
No question about it.
Pace car
Also-
is into pit lane. We will hop on to a...
Nick Leone just about to throw up in his helmet.
No, he already did. It was a pre throw up. It's a pre puke.
Yeah, that's
You get
true.
it. You get it.
You're
going,
right. He probably.
right.
Yeah, you have to get that. You have to clear the mechanism early.
Exactly. Here we come to the green. Will Nick get the jump this time? Green, and Nick does get a good jump here. Look at that. Into turn one. Turning in. He's got Trent on the outside there. He's not going to clear him. Trent is still there on the left.
We're giving him space.
We've got an accident in the background there. We'll come back to have a look quick. I did see that OnlyFans McLaren going around, though. Owen Barthelmes. Oh, and Nick Leone loses the lead. That was a good move there from Trent, I gotta say. It's quite tough to get the job done in the first of those two hairpins, and especially to hang it around the outside all the way through turn one, but look, he got it done. Here comes Sean, looking to the bottom. Oh, that was not ideal.
A late move.
That a late defense there. I'm really impressed that Nick got that. Well, didn't hit him,
I'm
honestly.
impressed that Nick is still on the pavement. I know.
Yes, I would generally agree with that sentiment.
It's starting to look like Nick is doing a lot of looking backwards. Oh, no!
McAuliffe is off in the
Around
road.
goes Sean. That is
Unlucky
rough.
stuff. And I was about to start saying, Nick seems as though he's really just driving in his mirrors. I mean, after it was very nice of him to be kind and courteous and give space to Trent. I wasn't actually expecting him to do such a thing, but you know, as he started to go down in places, it started to look like he was driving in his mirrors a little too much. But Sean McAuliffe just getting a little light in the rear, and that thing just went around.
Yeah, it's easy to do here. Look, it's a flat track. There's a lot of grip. But as you get on the power, especially out of there, with that load in the car, when it starts to go, it's very hard to catch.
Paul Barthelmes up into P3 now. Good start from him. Eric Paterno down.
I will say,
or no.
the Audi was a car that we definitely wrote off very early on in our testing. It is quite hard to drive around here, so kudos to our boy Paul for chilling up front in that thing. Do love that squid, octopus, Kraken. There you go, Kraken livery. I know that's been commented on before.
Yeah, that's a killer one. I'm pretty sure Paul Barthelmes can use that. Oh my, what a moment.
What a save. That was fantastic. To the inside, Eric Paterno up to P3. There's the move. A little bit of a wiggle there from Paul. Let's see, maybe maybe our boy Brian can capitalize on this battling here. To the bottom. Not quite there. Paul did leave him the room though.
Paul definitely courteous with the move there.
Yeah,
by leaving space. Definitely probably shaken up a little bit from that twitch. You can only imagine just foot to the floor looking through the corner, and then all of a sudden the rear end just steps out. It's not something you want to feel inside of the car, eh?
It's definitely not. It really is not. I will say the Audi especially, like we saw that wiggle there on the exit of the final corner, and the thing is on edge. Like, all of these cars through the final corner, it is flat out. You can maybe do a short shift just to help settle that rear down, but once it starts to go, especially if you get into the TC and some of these cars that have a more aggressive TC cut, it can be really, really hard to retrieve it. That's why actually a lot of us moved away from the Ferrari, was because it has a very aggressive TC cut, especially on the baseline setup. So when you start to get a slide, it pulls horsepower away to such an extent that it makes it really easy to crash.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so when I'm saying TC cut, I mean like the amount of power it pulls away when this hex slip in the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
We still got Nick there.
Interesting insight.
P2. Does seem like, I'm going to be honest, Trent's going to stretch his legs. I think he's going to check out here.
Absolutely. Eric Paterno putting in really good, consistent laps right now. Paul Barthelme's able to keep it on track. And I also want to do a little shout out. Brian Hedian has not put it in the wall yet.
Oh, that's mean. Whoa! Big move there. Is Nick off? Nick must have been off there. Hold on, let's take a little trip back.
You're right. Maybe a slide, possibly.
Maybe you got to slow down? I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe Magazine Beckett's. Maybe he just went off straight somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, but straight to the back of him. Oh, he's falling back.
He is truly falling back right now.
Oh, he did get, I do see a little, his last lap was blanked out, which means that he likely did get off track in some way. To the bottom, what a switch!
Under.
What a switch! Oh, and he can't get the drive off, he's not quite there. Oh, and he clears him on the way out. That was good. That was very good move there from Paul. Definitely come back to that one.
Phenomenal driving.
Look at that, Eric.
That was excellent driving by both those guys.
We'll watch him here on the way into this corner I don't know the name of.
Gotta say, looks like Nick Leone's really backed up this pack here, and Eric Paterno cruising
Stretching
in P2 right now.
Absolutely. 100%.
Speaking of stretching his legs, look at Trent. He is 6 seconds up the road.
He doesn't exist. Eric Paterno is in the lead. Down into Cop's corner. I think Nick is going to start to stretch his legs a little bit here. How many times can I say stretch your legs in 5 minutes?
Probably too many times. It looks like Nick Leone is really taking advantage of the track limits here, and maybe the reason he got that slowdown is because he's getting a little too comfortable. You could see when he's going through Cop's corner, he's taking it super wide. The corner before, he's taking it super close to the wall. Maybe some things that other drivers wouldn't be doing. So definitely trying to inch out every single tenth in the lap. But look, with Paul Barthelme behind him, he's going to take all those notes. He's going to see where he can take those chances and stay right behind Nick Leone. I feel like, ooh, looking to the inside, Paul Barthelme.
Can't quite get there. Paul is on one today. He is hung. I love it. Got Nick sweating. I will say, here you see that black and white curbing there. The track limits here are the inside tire must stay on that black and white curbing, so you can't get all the way all four past the black and white curbing. Little wiggle there through one, but good save. We did just see Brian get right to the back of Jeffrey Ernstine, but just about wasn't able to get the move done. He had a look on the way into Stowe, didn't quite get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Were you able to drive the NSX during practice?
I do not own that car.
Well, I think that answers that question right there. I was going to say, it was interesting to see him so close and then fall back so quickly.
Yeah, the words I've heard of that car is it's numb. It's a bit numb, but stable. There's Pete Bank working his way back through the field here. He started right at the back. He's made good progress here. He did start P18, and he's up to P7, so he is well in it on the progress here.
Phenomenal drive from Peter Bank.
Camel with a smoking camel on the side. Look at that. Look at that.
It's definitely from Derek. There's some history in that paint job, which is a beautiful thing. Looking further up, Trent's just sleeping. Are we surprised?
But I mean, you just got it. Like, Maggots and Beckett's. What a section of corners, huh?
He's just driving it perfectly.
It is
just
pretty.
dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
The classic Dimitro saying, dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
I love it. Eric Paterno falling back a little bit. Nick Leone right behind him.
We're about to have a Pete Bank masterclass in overtaking here. To the bottom, no defense, late on the brakes, clears him, no problem. And there's a little bit of a battle here. This is a really weird corner to pass because of how wide it is on entry, and then it gets very tight and goes down to one line at the apex. Especially because it comes up over a hill, you lose a lot of grip on the exit there.
Ian Barthelme's able to make that move super quick, super clean. Gotta love it. And now with Brian Podium in his sights.
So Brian losing a couple positions that lap, it looks like. Down to P7 from P6, and by a couple, I mean one.
Good point. It's a good point. Nick Leone still trying to find an opportunity to pass Eric Paterno. It looks like Eric Paterno is doing a really good job driving that car, keeping it clean, and putting in good times. Do you think the draft will be enough here to cause maybe a position change?
It's tough. There is a big swing between the cars on straight line speed, for sure, based on BOP. Nick having a little look there. Eric did bite on that little look. A little fake to the bottom, get him in his mirrors, and he definitely did have a look to the bottom. That's
which car is
deep.
The fastest?
You've asked this already, and I don't know.
In terms of straight line speed.
I also don't know. So our big issue, right, is we haven't done much racing against each other in these cars. We've really just been doing lapping. Because me and Trent are maniacs, and we want to go faster than each other. The only thing that matters to either of us in life is that hot lap board in our chat. To the bottom goes Nick. It's going to be hard to defend this one. Or it could be a massive accident. He lets him go. Nick to P2, book it.
It looks like Eric Paterno may have got a little wide there.
He got a little loose in the middle. He let Trent
down.
Come on through there.
And Paul Barthelme's not too far behind either.
Yeah, it's a good little battle here we've got for P6. Our boy Brian, we got Ernestine. Then we got Ian Barthelme.
Ian Barthelme, we know, is a very capable driver. Lots of talent. Wow.
Brian deep there on the brakes.
Definitely looking in his mirrors a little bit.
More than a diffuser on that NSX. That is an NSX that's... Oh! What happened there? Slow down,
Maybe a slowdown.
I guess so, yeah. Slow down there.
Very interesting. I'm surprised that Schneider didn't get a slowdown there as well, just because that looked a little far off, but
fair enough.
I'm not sure how much that helped the lap.
Promote Brian to P6. There you go. Give it to him. Book it. So we've got Ernstine here looking pretty feisty on the back of Alex Schneider. I will say, we've already said it, but JG Wentworth NSX is quite cool.
That is a great green. The shade of green is phenomenal.
Yeah, and it looked very good on the Ferrari as well. It's unfortunate they had a bit of a rough 24 hours this year, but they'll be back swinging for the rest of the season. Always great to see Steven in a full-time GTD ride. One of the many very talented people that have been in and around our club.
Phenomenal stuff. Looking a little forward up the grid, the fight for P2, P3? P3 continues.
P4, but good try both times.
Well,
we'll have a look here.
Eric Paterno seemed to
again, see, we were talking about how the Audi is just a little sketch on the exit there. Struggles to get power down, and obviously the Porsche, its strong suit, you can guess it, it's power down because the engine is right over that rear axle pushing those wheels into the ground.
For sure. You saw, I mean, Peter's nose is just ready to pass. Paul Barthelme just forcing a mistake almost, and he got it. You know, that car got a little light there. Nothing you could do at that point.
We'll be honest, when you look at the lap chart here, Pete is, what we say in the industry, hauling the mail. You love to see it. And I mean, even when you look all the way up to Trent, like, the pace that Pete has right now, he's closing that gap down. He really is.
Hey, wait, Josh, just a point of order here, Josh. You said Pete was hauling the mail. I'm wondering, is he really stretching? Is he stretching his legs, or is he dotting his I's and crossing his T's?
He's dotting his I's, he's crossing his T's, and also the mail is being hauled. Someone should likely call the post
while
office.
While stretching legs.
Yeah, someone should call the post office, because...
And possibly check.
That's all he does.
Yeah. This...
Okay.
I don't even...
Thanks, I just wanted to clear that up. That's good. Continue.
He's doing a good job. Oh, and an Apex that was not for Eric Paterno, and and that's on the circuit. The Apex moved as he approached it. That's definitely on Silverstone for that one.
Very, very true.
Can never blame the driver. You know what they say? The driver is always right. Drivers don't make mistakes.
There's that too.
So what? You didn't win. It's the engineer, track conditions, BOP. It's not. It can't be you. Never is.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I gotta say Pete's doing quite a good job. Frustrated that he joined in the Porsche because we told him not to, and he still did. But you know, you can't control everyone. You can't change people.
Well, what is the car of choice? What would you have picked?
I was in the Lamborghini, and I was also fastest in practice.
Oh.
That's fine. I don't have to talk about it.
Okay. My apologies, Josh.
No, I mean, I will say, like, I did a fair few laps. I think Trent also, like, saw that I was doing a bunch of laps, and then he did a lot of laps in all the cars. This is tight. Love to see this. Right to his bumper. You know, it is really hard to set on... That is a silly move. That is a silly one. Wow.
I thought that was an accident. I genuinely thought that he got loose and just, like, try to correct it, but that was a move.
I'm
He
not
went to the inside.
exactly sure that was intentionally a move, but it became
Oh,
one.
okay.
It definitely became one. Oh, we've got a little back marker here in the mix.
Oh, for sure. If we asked Pete, he would have said that was entirely intentional. He had planned that about 3 years in advance, and, you know...
He's been planning that since he turned into turn 1 on lap 1 in 18th.
Exactly. Actually, when he bought the track.
When he bought the track, whenever Silverstone came out in this game. Take a look back again.
He was hauling the mail, absolutely.
Look at these NSXs. Beautiful cars. I do like the Takata livery. It sounds so Honda-like.
It truly does, and Alexander Schneider really looking to the inside there, turning quite a bit early, opening up the exit. Brian able to capitalize on that. Brian really holds it super far on the inside in turn 1, compared to a lot of the other drivers.
Look, I don't know if the NSX is particularly good there. The hardest thing through 1 and 2 is basically like, how hard can you drive it into 1 without totally missing turn 2? Because if you're really deep in 1 and really wide, then you end up washing out on the exit of 2, and then you're not set up for that hairpin. That starts the end of the first sector. The first quote-unquote braking event.
Paul Barthelm's flown up the road, not even thinking about it anymore. That was...
wiggling down there.
That was... lucky, I would say, to keep that thing on track.
Pete has fallen behind an Eric Paterno. Let's take a look back here.
There was a lot of smoke.
Oh, there was, well...
Oh, wow.
I'm not really sure what to say about that, other than I'm fairly sure that may not have been intentional. I'm going to hope that wasn't intentional. So if we look here, when you run into the back of someone, they spin out. And a wonderful little science experiment there by Eric Paterno. Appreciate that. You learn something new, right? You learn something new every day. So
it's a good point, Josh. That is an extremely good point. You know, a lot more pit maneuver master classes we're seeing during this race.
Pete has fallen significantly further back now. Oh, he's had another
again.
That rear left wheel does look like it's in a place maybe further in than it should be. Oh, Tokyo Drift! What a save! I mean, look at that. Yeah, so usually the rear left wheel would be a thing that'd be visible when you saw the front of the car. It doesn't seem as if that's the case now. I think that car is likely to retire. Maybe not.
That is super unfortunate stuff from Pete. Twice now. First race and second race.
That would be two retirements for the man.
Massive issues, and it does not look like he's slowing down. It does not seem as though Peter Bank is fazed by that. Let's see if we get some more Tokyo Drift right here. Wow.
Yeah, that looks
almost
fairly exciting, I must say. We're 18 minutes in. I'm imagining the white flag is currently on the circuit at the moment. Just kidding. We're 16 minutes in. I'm lying.
I was starting to think a little bit that this is Peter Banks' application video for Formula Drift at this point, because that was a massive slide before and able to hold some really good angle with it too.
I mean, he did. He held some good angle, and I mean, remember, this is fixed setup. We have no TC cutoff button. He was right up in the TC, still hanging on to that thing. Biggest twitch I've ever seen, which does seem like Brian's ideal entry to a corner. He seems to like that thing moving around on the way into Brooklands. And now we come through left field on the way out, back to the power. Good stuff. I mean, I'm quite impressed with how Pete is hanging on to the back of him with the amount of damage he has on the rear of that car.
Absolutely. One thing I also got to note is that Brian always... Oh no. Oh my, able to save it though.
I mean, he did hook it up. He did hook it up.
To an extent.
That was good.
That was...
We'll have a little watch back. Let's go to TV static. That's going to look quite good from there. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It really is. But
that opposite lock in the steering is amazing, though.
The drift was solid. Like, you can't put it past
it was.
I think Brian was just jealous of the fact that Peter Bank was out here sliding his car, so had to show him up, but wanted his own Formula Drift application video of himself, and I think he got it.
So the tumultuous tale of this 6th place position here has changed hands about 3,000 times per race. Alex Schneider is trying to make it 3,001.
P6 is really the place to be, it seems, in these races. It's just always the best battles.
I don't think I'd want to be in P6.
Maybe the P6 curse. Maybe this is a new thing in the series, the P6 curse.
It does seem like P6... There was smoke there. I saw smoke there. All of our leaders are still running. I got excited.
Very true, very true. There's a good point, though. There was smoke there, and I was starting to think that maybe something had happened up the road, but fortunately for us, all of the members and instructors still on track, running well. I'm not sure Peter Banks going to finish this race in P5.
I'd be impressed, but...
He's doing a great job, but...
Look, the left-hander's the thing's probably min. The right-hander's...
The
honestly,
bigger question here.
It looks like better through the right-hander there than it did through the left.
And man, even with the absolutely destroyed rear wheel, that thing just flies out.
It does come off the corner. It really comes off the corner.
It's just, it's bizarre. It's just, you see both of them get on power at the same time and just flies away. Oh no! Oh no!
That is going to be a slowdown penalty. I don't see a world in which it's not. But if he does a very efficient job at slowing down here, oh, look at the wiggle through there.
Is he just going to park it
that was
in the corner?
He might, but let's click to our leader as he comes to the line here. Trent Walko, turning in to the final section of corners.
He's sleeping. There's no way he's driving at this point. 10 seconds ahead.
Straight to the line, and he will take that beautiful checkered flag.
Now the bigger question is PB still... Oh, okay. I thought that was PB for a second.
We're going back. Is PB.
Is PB still
and he is.
He is.
We've got this fight here for P6. I think PB's going to have this unless he does have a slowdown.
I mean, he had to have served it by now, correct?
Oh no.
Oh, my God.
Oh no.
Brian Hedian?
That was Brian.
Oh my God. What happened?
He had that P7. He found that curve. He discovered that curve. You saw him. You saw the turn away. You saw the hesitation. Look, watch the hands there.
Into a right-hander is not a good idea.
Hard left here to try and avoid the curb. Can't quite get rid of it, and we are flying through the air right now. This is not good. But I mean, again, with the save, like, you got to give it to him.
No, look, lots of kudos to Brian for keeping that on track.
Brian
I have absolutely
bringing it home to P12, followed by our boy Jay Cohen. We got Chris Peterson here, bringing it home. Whoa! It's on edge for sure. There's damage on that Porsche. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, these Porsches are sustaining damage quite easily.
When you crash a car, it tends to sustain damage. Look at that Inception Racing McLaren there. That's nice. All right, so let's watch these guys. Oh, good. Yeah, no, solid. So let's just click before we click off the stream here. We'll go back to our little lap one. We'll have a look at what went on. See if we can't get a good view going. Hold on. Really quick. There we go. So we'll have a watch. We are, again, very wide in the middle of the pack. That OnlyFans car coming to the left. Yeah, it's the OnlyFans car coming to the left-hand side. He gets into Pete, and that's what sends him around.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like for a second there that race 2, turn 1 was going to be far cleaner. It's just, but right at the end of it, it was just falling apart.
So as we come into 1 here, see him turn in. Keep a close eye on that OnlyFans car there. I do have a cursor. I can point at it. You see him. Now, if we have a quick look at this position here, that right here, not good. Corner, going this direction. If I could draw arrows on the screen, this car is pointing that direction. See the general gist of the cars? They're all pointing this way. You want to be pointing this way, and when you're not, well, that happens. Wow, that was a weird little Constantina effect there. So we had the Porsche following our wonderful McLaren here, trying to go left. It's easy to get lost here. You can see how much pavement there is. Trying to go left. McLaren gets about halfway through the corner after also trying to go left and goes, man, I should be turning right now. I know it. And so he hooks hard right, gets into the side of that car, and then the OnlyFans car gets into the back of him, and we see two cars go spinning off the road. Luckily, they didn't get collected, though. You know, you always love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the better results of that that could have happened. I feel like there could have been a more catastrophic incident, but very good to see that more cars made it through turn one in race 2.
100%. And we look at this move from our boy Trent here, right? Nick's the outside, pins him down to the bottom. He has the inside for turn 2. And I think he gets the job done there. He clears him there, goes defensive. Nick goes to the outside, can't quite hold it around the outside, and that's it. I mean, job done there. Yeah, really well played there from Trent. Really well played there from Trent.
Amazing driving from Trent, and super aggressive move from Nick, trying to do like that little over-under, which if it had stuck, would have been an absolute gorgeous move, but unfortunately, Trent's just a wizard. He's just that Beans car.
He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Trent's that guy. He's that guy. I do want to find that little move by Paul there. It was quite special.
Ooh, that little over-under. Yeah, that was
over-under was
phenomenal stuff.
Not bad to watch. I should be able to find it by just doing...
Now, who was that move on? That move was on
Nick,
if I remember correctly. Yes.
Yeah, that was on a Nick.
Yeah, just just phenomenal driving. When I watched that, I just thought we were about to witness some history there. Like
it was
quite Hamilton kind of move.
All right, so we see him here. No, it's not this lap, is it? It must be this lap. It's this lap. There we go.
There we go. There you go. Gotta be.
I don't think it is, because I think this happened way later in the race. Can I be honest with you guys? I don't have the fancy streaming equipment.
But Paul Barthelme's putting on a masterclass. Absolutely,
I will say,
phenomenal
Paul's moves
driving.
were beautiful. I loved the aggression. P4 for him at the line. We saw Eric Paterno bringing home the back of the podium with Trent on P1 and Nick P2. And Pete coming from the back to P5. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We hope to see you next time.